What's going on, guys? Welcome to your second stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and stimulus news report for Friday, September 18th. Hopefully you have a wonderful Friday and an incredible weekend. Now, we have a lot of positive news regarding upcoming stimulus payments from the House and the Trump administration. Yesterday, I talked about how both parties seem fine with a double stimulus check. Yes, that means two stimulus checks. There would be one now and another one possibly in March of 2021. Now, if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, I will link to it down in the description box below. You can also watch it right there. Now, I also addressed two reports. There are two new reports stating that the House of Representatives is considering adding an automatic adjustment to the Problem Solvers bill in regards to the third or possible third stimulus check. Now, I'll simply put, and again, go and watch that video. It will be the first link down in the description box below. But in that video, I talk about how they want to add an automatic adjustment where if the economy is better than it is today, then we receive no third stimulus check. If it's in the same position that we're in today, we receive that third stimulus check for $1,200 for filers and $500 for all dependents. However, the automatic adjustment would be if we are worse. If we are in the pandemic levels from, let's say, June or even July of 2020, then that automatic adjustment would kick in, and that third stimulus check would be $2,000 for filers and $1,000 for dependents. Now again, those were just two reports. It didn't come from Nancy Pelosi, didn't come from Mark Meadows or President Trump. These are just two reports, all right? So I just wanted to bring that up because that's something that we need to look into. That's something that we need to watch for. Now, based on all reports, more stimulus checks all around seem to be where everyone is in agreement. When I say everyone, I'm talking about Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, President Trump, Mark Meadows, Steve Mnuchin, the Fed, Mitch McConnell. They all want stimulus checks. Now, when I say stimulus checks all around, I'm talking about not just direct payments to the American people. This means that checks would go to Americans in the form of a direct payment, a stimulus check. It would also go to Americans in the form of unemployment benefits, the unemployment enhancement. That's an additional check. It would also go to small businesses in the form of a PPP loan or a PPP fund. This would be a potential forgivable loan. This is huge. These are more stimulus checks. More stimulus checks all around will really help out the American people and the economy as a whole. In addition, state and local government funding. They are both in agreement that state and local governments should have funding for COVID-related expenses, not just a blank check written to every single state and they can do whatever they want with the money. The money is not to go back to their reserves. Yes, if they blew through their reserves because of COVID-19 expenses and losses, that's understandable, but not just to add on some extra savings for the state. That's not what it's meant for. And the last stimulus check that could be written would be for landlords, would be in the form of rental assistance. Rental assistance does not go to the renter. It would go to the landlord to pay back and to give back the person's rent, to get them back to where they were. Because as of right now, we are over $21 billion behind in rent. That's huge. So, the most shocking stimulus check arrangement or agreement here, in my opinion, was the one for state and local governments because Republicans didn't want to give any money, give $0 to state and local governments. However, Republicans came out and said yesterday that they are not against state and local government funding that pertains to COVID losses. They just don't want to bail out poorly run blue states. So, currently, this has been the hurdle that both parties have struggled to get past. And this is one of the reasons why we have not seen a stimulus package passed since the CARES Act. Democrats initially wanted over $900 billion for state and local governments to cover all losses, not just losses due to COVID. So with this clause that states that only COVID expenses can be refunded or used, then that means that the two parties are closer to an agreement. However, some top Republicans are warning President Trump, do not come out and tell Democrats that he could get behind the $1.5 trillion stimulus package, because many Republicans, Senate Republicans, will not get behind this stimulus package. So again, we will have to wait and see, but as of right now, President Trump is ready and willing to go to 1.5, and many people believe higher. At the same time, Nancy Pelosi said yesterday that Democrats would refuse to any offer below $2.2 trillion. Currently, seems like both parties are at an impasse again, but that is not necessarily the case, being that all Democrats are very much united at this time in this fight. It makes it easier to side with a Democratic bill and persuade Republicans later to vote for it. And this is exactly what President Trump stated in his interview, in his press conference that he did the other day. So this seems to be his thinking, and not just his thinking, but his whole team, the Trump administration. So again, we will see what happens. We'll see what comes from this. However, I think it's going to be a lot of good things. Now, I do have some somewhat bad news. Currently, Congress is out of town to celebrate Rosh Hashanah. So, no bill is going to get passed tomorrow. No bill is going to get passed today. No bill will be passed on Sunday. It is not going to happen. They are taking the weekend off. It is expected, however, that some people will continue to work and get closer to a stimulus agreement and also a continuing resolution prior to the government shutdown on October 2nd. So, it is some good news. However, most of Congress, according to many reports, are going to be out of town today and this weekend. Yesterday, Mark Meadows bashed all of Congress. He also urged anyone watching Fox and Friends to call on their House member to make sure that they stay here and we negotiate. He said, at least let's use the $1.5 trillion new recommendations as a foundation for new negotiations. He was specifically referring to the Problem Solvers Caucus bill, which technically is not a bill. It was never written into a bill. It's just a PDF. That's all it is. It's actually not a bill. It's just their recommendation. So, what many people are assuming right now is, why doesn't the House just pass the Problem Solvers Caucus bill? Well, number one, it's not a bill. So, the House, and this is exactly what I stated in yesterday's video. So again, go and watch it. It's the first link in the description box below. I specifically state that Steny Hoyer said that currently the House Democrats are working on a bill. It's not going to be a completely new bill. It's going to be a revamp of the HEROES Act, but also with some things of the Problem Solvers Caucus bill mixed into it. So it's supposed to be a mix, and hopefully we're supposed to see it in the next probably like 4 to 5 days. Many people are expecting anywhere from maybe next Monday, Tuesday, possibly on Wednesday of next week. So make sure you stick around, make sure you click that subscribe button so that as soon as I get information on that, I can bring it straight to you. Now, this just reiterated a point that I made, probably over a month ago. Made several times here on this channel, is that I believe the Trump administration is playing hardball. Yes, the Senate, and specifically Mitch McConnell, they tried to vote and pass a stimulus package worth $650 billion, not even $1 trillion, and Democrats blocked it. They also tried to get their own Republican Party behind the HEROES Act at $1 trillion, and the Republican Party, the Republicans, they did not want to get behind it, and they didn't have enough votes, so it was never brought to floor. Also, President Trump stated he's willing to go up to $2 trillion, and I believe he is. I believe he's just playing hardball, saying he can get to 1.5. However, I think he's already at 1.5 trillion. I think it's not going to take much to bump him up to 2 trillion. And if President Trump and the Trump administration is at 2 trillion and you got Nancy Pelosi at 2.2, that $200 billion gap, I think can easily be fixed. So even though I don't think we're going to hear anything groundbreaking or breaking news over today or this weekend, I do feel like there will be additional information that is leaked out. So make sure you stick around for that. Also, I know, not just I think, I know there's more rental assistance. There's more hazard pay talks going on. There's so much more stimulus out there outside of the federal level. So state and local levels, there is assistance out there for you. So make sure you watch my video later on today. I'm going to break a lot of that down. So again, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Now, let's talk about mortgage assistance or rental assistance and mortgage forbearance. I've been getting a lot of messages on Facebook, on Instagram, in my email, and here on YouTube as well. And again, I absolutely love the messages, so keep them coming. If you have questions, you can ask them down below and I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. However, I've been getting a lot of questions because as time goes on, more and more people are being laid off. As of October 1st, the airline industry is expected to lay off tens of thousands of workers. Now, as more people get laid off, it's more important than ever to make sure you have a place to call home. Make sure you have a roof over your head. There are many programs available, both statewide and locally, city and county, that you can use for some rental assistance. I understand that right now, there are still people being evicted. There are people that have a house, however, their lights are being shut off, their water's being shut off, so they can't live in that house whatsoever. So essentially they're being evicted. They're being kicked from their homes. So make sure you do whatever you can right now to ensure this doesn't happen to you. Now, if you do not rent a home and you do not rent a house and you own your home, there's something out there called mortgage forbearance. I highly recommend you go and get it. What this allows you to do, what mortgage forbearance actually is it allows you to take your monthly payment. Let's say you owe $1,000 a month for your mortgage. I know, let's say $1,500, that's more reasonable. Say you owe $1,500 per month for your mortgage. This would essentially get rid of that $1,500 and it'd move that payment from now to the end of your loan. So if you owe an extra, say 28 years, it'd move that payment to 28 years and 1 month, right? And you can do this for potentially up to 12 months. It's huge. Now, I'm going to link to a video down in the description box below. This will be the second or third link down below. This is a video on how to get mortgage forbearance. It's pretty much a step-by-step video. I highly recommend it. It's from an incredible YouTuber. His name is Meet Kevin. You've probably seen him. If you haven't, go and watch some of his videos as well. Go and watch some of his stimulus videos as well too, because they're incredible. So I'm going to link to his video. Go and check it out. It's an incredible video. It will help you step by step, walk you through the process, and even show you what your rights are as a homeowner. So again, go and watch that. Now, are you still owed a stimulus check? Your economic impact payment, your EIP? If you are, the IRS says that anybody still owed a stimulus check, their stimulus payment, can request one up until October 15th. So a little under 1 month from today. Now, if you didn't get a stimulus check and you filed your taxes for either 2018 or 2019, then you need to go to the irs.gov website and click on the non-filer tool and put in all your information. Once you do this and it's accepted, you will get a stimulus check in about 2 weeks. Okay? Now, if you didn't get a stimulus check and you filed your taxes and you do not understand why you didn't get one, and it could have already been sent, but maybe you're sent to the wrong address or wrong bank account, if that is the case, you haven't received one, but you know you should have, you need to call the IRS directly. Their phone number is 800-919-9835. I'm going to read that one more time. Their phone number is 800-919-9835. The IRS says roughly 9 million people, I think it's 8.8 million people, are still owed their stimulus checks. Here are a list of 5 states that have the most people that have yet to receive their stimulus checks that the IRS knows of. We have California with over 1.1 million. We have Florida at 560,000 people. Texas, 796,000 people. New York, 537,000 people. And Georgia, 348,000 people. So again, if you are owed a stimulus check, or you don't know if you are owed a stimulus check, call the IRS's phone number and figure out, should I have gotten one? Did they already send one? Or do they need more information? If you can figure out why you haven't received your stimulus check, then you can fix this. Also, if you haven't received the first stimulus check and we pass a second stimulus check, you won't get that one either. So fix the first one, get that one, and then the second one is going to automatically come. So there you guys go. That is your second stimulus check update, your stimulus package update, and stimulus news report for Friday, September 18th. If you have questions regarding stimulus payments, how to make money online, how to just survive in a pandemic, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have, and I love hearing from you. So again, thank you for watching today's video. Do me a favor, if you learned something, go ahead, smash that thumbs up button. Also, feel free to share this video with your friends and family over on social media. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.